All right, so, when you hear the words AI, it's like your brain goes to this like super complex thing that
Yeah.
you're not really using every day, right?
Yeah.
It feels very like futuristic and like all this technical jargon and algorithms.
Definitely a lot of buzzwords out there.
And we're going to dive deep today into how to use AI better,
Yeah.
even if you're not a tech expert.
Right.
And what we found is that you don't really need to be like a coding genius
You don't?
to get AI to do some pretty amazing stuff for you.
Absolutely. And a lot of it boils down to something you've been doing your whole life, which
Okay.
is just talking to people, right?
Oh, interesting.
AI is getting to the point where you can have a conversation with it.
So this is all about communication.
Communication, exactly.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, we've got this awesome set of insights that we've been calling prompt engineering tips,
Prompt engineering tips.
which sound really complicated,
Yeah.
but they're not.
Okay, so you don't need to code.
You don't need to learn a single line of code. You don't have to sign up for an expensive subscription service or anything like that.
Interesting.
It's literally all about how you talk to the AI to get a better response.
It's like instructions.
It is. It's instruction giving.
Gotcha. So we're going to level up our instruction giving.
Exactly.
Okay.
So these tips are all about just making small changes to the way you phrase something.
Okay.
And you'll be shocked at how much better the responses you get are.
So let's jump into the first one because this one was like a light bulb moment for me.
Yeah.
It's specifying your target audience.
Oh, this is huge.
It sounds so obvious,
It is.
but I don't think I'd ever really considered it.
Yeah, most people don't.
Like being specific about who I want the AI to be talking to
Yeah.
makes such a big difference.
Huge difference.
So give me an example, like walk me through this.
Okay, so let's say you wanted to learn about how Wi-Fi works.
Okay, I'm curious.
And you just ask the AI, explain how Wi-Fi works.
Okay.
What you're probably going to get back is like a super technical, jargony.
Textbook definition.
Textbook definition that's going to go totally over your head.
I'm going to zone out.
You're going to zone out completely.
Bandwidth and modulation.
Yeah, exactly. All the stuff that like,
I don't need to know.
you don't need to know the nitty-gritty details.
Yeah.
But now let's rewind.
Okay.
Think about how you'd ask that question differently.
Okay.
What if instead of just explain how Wi-Fi works, you said, explain how Wi-Fi works to a 10-year-old?
To a 10-year-old.
To a 10-year-old.
That's interesting.
It completely changes the game.
Right.
Because now the AI knows it needs to explain this complex topic in a way that a 10-year-old can understand.
So like simpler terms.
Simpler terms.
Like ELI5.
ELI5, exactly.
Explain it like I'm 5.
Explain it like I'm 5.
Gotcha.
So it's going to use analogies.
Yeah.
It's going to use simpler language.
So it's almost like translating
It is translating.
like the complex topic into something I can grasp.
It's taking something super complicated.
Yeah.
And dumbing it down, essentially, so that anyone can understand it.
So this is cool because I could see this being useful
Oh, yeah.
in so many situations.
Absolutely.
Like if I'm actually trying to explain something to like
Right.
my younger brother or sister or something.
Yeah, or like even for yourself.
Yeah.
If you just want to understand something without feeling like
Well, I'm feeling dumb.
like you're back in school
Yeah.
taking a test or something.
Exact.
So just by specifying who that audience is,
Yeah.
you're going to get a much clearer and more relevant answer back.
And it could apply to anything.
It could apply to anything.
Like it could be like
a news article.
yeah, a news article or
Homework problem.
a recipe.
Literally anything.
Okay, this is cool. So we're learning how to talk to AI.
Exactly.
Now this next one sounds like magic to me.
This one's cool.
It's about giving AI something to read.
Yes.
So instead of just like asking it a question,
Right.
I could actually provide it with like content to analyze.
Yeah.
So it's not just like asking for a summary, is it?
It's not just a summary.
It's deeper.
It's way deeper than that.
Okay, tell me more.
So imagine instead of you having to go through and read a whole research paper and pull out the key points and simplify it yourself,
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
you can just feed the entire research paper to the AI.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So I could just like copy and paste
Copy and paste the text.
or like give it a link?
Or give it a link if it's online.
Oh my gosh.
And the AI can do the heavy lifting for you.
So then it's
So it can go through the whole document,
Yeah.
pull out all the main ideas,
Okay.
simplify any language that's too complex,
Yeah.
and even like identify patterns and connections
That's amazing.
that you might miss as a human.
Wow.
So, for example, you could say, I've attached a document, summarize the key points,
Okay.
simplify complex language, and highlight any important patterns or insights.
So it's like my own personal research assistant.
Exactly. It's like having a research assistant that can read at a superhuman speed.
Okay, so this is like insane for research projects or just like
Oh my God.
when I need to learn something quickly.
Yeah. Anytime you're feeling overwhelmed by information,
Yes.
this is your go-to.
So, like, how is it actually understanding?
That's the really cool part.
Yeah.
It's not just like scanning for keywords.
Okay.
It's actually understanding the meaning of the text,
Okay.
like the semantic understanding.
So it can pull out, like...
It can pull out like the main arguments, the
Right.
supporting evidence,
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
So this is super valuable.
So valuable for research.
Especially for, like, academic papers or dense legal
I
documents.
can imagine.
It's like that.
Where it just pulls out the important stuff.
Exactly.
This is great. So we've told it who to talk to. We've given it stuff to read.
We're communicating.
What's next?
All right, so the next one is all about how the information is presented back to you.
Right.
Because you know how sometimes you'll ask the AI something and it'll give you this huge wall of text,
Ugh, yeah.
like a giant paragraph
I don't even want to read
that
it.
you don't even want to read. It's so overwhelming.
Exactly.
But you can actually tell the AI to organize the information
Okay.
in a way that makes sense to you.
Interesting.
So instead of just a giant paragraph,
Yeah.
you can ask it to put things in like a table,
Okay.
a bullet list,
Yeah.
a comparison chart,
Oh, that's cool.
whatever kind of visual structure makes it easiest for you to digest.
So give me an example of that.
Yeah, so let's say you have like 10 books that you've read,
Okay.
and you have like notes and ratings for each of them.
Yeah.
You could say, here are 10 books I've read, along with my ratings and thoughts.
Okay.
Organize them into a table with columns for title, author, genre rating, and a short review.
That would be so useful.
It would be so useful.
So instead of having to scroll through all my notes,
Yeah,
I could just see it all at a glance
you got it.
in a table.
So you could easily compare them,
Yeah.
see which ones you rated higher.
Decide what to read next. What to read next, exactly.
Okay.
So it takes that like messy wall of text.
Yeah.
And it turns it into something that's structured and scannable.
So I could use this for anything,
Anything.
like comparing products,
yes.
travel options,
Travel options.
organizing notes.
Notes
so,
from class.
like anything.
It's a game changer.
Okay, so instead of just accepting what AI gives me,
Yeah.
I can be like the architect of the information.
You're the architect. You're in control.
I love that.
All right. So we've talked about like being clear
Yeah.
and organizing information.
Hmm.
But sometimes the AI can be a little bit monotone, boring.
Yeah,
Right?
like a robot.
Like a robot.
Exactly.
But the good news is you can ask it to change its style and tone.
We
All
can,
right.
so I don't have to be stuck with that, like,
You don't have to be stuck with a robot voice.
yeah, that boring robot voice.
So for instance, you could ask it to explain a scientific concept
Okay.
in the style of Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Oh, I love Bill Nye.
Or you could ask it to write like a persuasive argument.
Okay.
That sounds like a TED Talk.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Or even write a short story in the style of your favorite author.
That is so cool.
So you can get really creative with it.
So if I'm like studying for a class,
Yeah.
I could ask it to explain something to me like Bill Nye.
You could.
That would be way more fun.
It would be way more engaging and fun to learn.
Yeah.
And the tip even mentions that starting your prompts with imagine your
Good.
can be super effective because it really helps the AI get into that persona.
Interesting.
So imagine you're Bill Nye explaining photosynthesis,
Okay.
and it'll really like embody that.
And then it'll actually change its style and tone.
It'll change its style, its tone, the whole thing.
So I could use that for creative writing,
Creative writing.
presentations,
Uh.
anything I want to make more engaging.
If you're bored with the way the AI is responding,
Uh-huh.
just tell it to change it up.
Okay, that's cool. So
That's a fun one.
we've covered a lot. We've talked about text. We've talked about tone and style.
We've organized information.
Now, what about visuals?
All right, let's talk about visuals.
Because AI can make images now.
It can?
And I feel like I would need to be an artist
You don't.
to use that word.
You don't have to be an artist at all.
Okay.
You just have to be a good director.
A director.
So the key is to provide really detailed art direction in your prompt.
Okay.
So instead of just saying, make a cool landscape,
Yeah.
you want to be way more specific.
So, like, what's...
So you want to think about what style you want. Do
Okay.
you want it to look like a photograph,
Okay.
a painting,
Yeah.
a cartoon?
Okay.
You could even say like 3D render,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a video game.
Wow.
And then think about like time of day,
Okay.
the lighting, the
Yeah.
perspective, the mood you're going for.
Interesting.
So for example, you could say,
Yeah.
create an image of a magical forest with glowing mushrooms and fireflies, lit by soft ethereal light.
That paints such a vivid picture in my mind.
It does. It does. Hearing you say it. And the AI can pick up on those cues.
Yeah.
So you're basically setting the stage for the AI to create.
And it's so much better than just saying, like,
It's so much better.
make a forest.
Yeah.
Because that could be anything.
It could be anything.
This is like a magical glowing forest.
Exactly.
So this is great for like presentations,
illustrations, covers,
book covers,
anything visual.
literally anything you can think of.
This is great. Okay, so now let's say we've got all this information.
We do.
Sometimes I just need it to be short, concise, to the point.
To the point, yeah.
Like, how do I tell it that?
That's where response constraints come in handy.
Okay.
So you can set boundaries for the AI.
Okay.
So instead of getting this like super long answer, you can say like, I need this in 3 sentences.
Okay.
Or summarize this in under 50 words. So it's almost like a character limit.
It's like a character limit for the AI.
Like on Twitter.
Exactly.
Correct.
So by giving it these constraints, you're forcing it to prioritize the most important information.
Yeah.
And it often gives you answers that are much more
usable,
practical.
I'm just trying to get like a quick overview of something.
This is your best friend.
This is great. Okay, so.
And the tip also mentions that keeping each paragraph under a certain word count can also help make things clear.
So I'm not getting these giant walls of text.
Exactly. No more walls of text.
This is good. Okay, now.
All right. Are you ready for a mind-blowing one?
I'm ready. Hit me.
This one is about using AI
to
help you write better prompts for other AI tools.
Wait, so AI helping other AI?
AI inception.
This sounds like science fiction.
It kind of is.
Tell me more.
So basically, if you're using a specific AI tool and you're not getting the results you want, you can actually ask a different AI to help you write a better prompt for that first tool.
That is so meta.
Yeah, it's super meta.
AI helping AI.
It's AI on AI action.
Okay, so walk me through that.
Okay, so let's say you're using an AI music generator.
Okay, I love those.
And you're trying to get it to create a specific kind of music.
Yeah.
But you're just not getting the vibe right.
Yeah.
You can go to a different AI, like a chatbot or something, and say, hey, I'm trying to get this music generator to make this kind of music.
Yeah.
Can you help me write a better prompt?
That is so smart.
And it'll actually give you suggestions.
That's amazing.
On how to phrase your request to that music generator.
So it's almost like having like an AI assistant for my AI.
It is. It's an AI assistant for your AI.
Wow. Okay, that's really cool.
So this is great if you're like new to a specific platform.
Yeah.
And you're not really sure how it works.
Because each AI is different.
Each AI has its own quirks. His
Yeah.
own way of understanding things.
So this is super valuable.
Super valuable.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay.
So now let's say I have a bunch of information.
Yes.
But it's like disorganized.
Yes.
Like it's just like a big list
Jumbled mess.
of random things.
Yeah, like all your notes from class, just like
Or like brainstorming ideas.
brainstorming ideas, just
Yeah.
a bunch of random thoughts.
AI can help me with that.
AI can totally help you with that.
Okay.
So you can feed it that messy list
Okay.
and ask it to do things like
Like what?
alphabetize it,
Okay.
categorize it based on certain criteria,
Okay.
put it into a structured list.
Gotcha.
So for example, you could say, here's a list of items,
Okay.
and then you would paste your list.
Okay.
And then you could say, please alphabetize them,
Okay.
categorize them by color or whatever your criteria is,
Okay.
and format them into a structured list.
So it takes my messy
It takes your messy, jumbled mess,
brainstorming notes and turns them into something useful.
turns it into something beautiful and organized.
This is amazing because this is like a real time saver.
Huge time saver.
Because I'm not sitting there having to organize it all myself.
No more manual sorting.
No more color coding.
No more highlighters.
Okay, so we're getting really productive here.
We are.
AI is helping me be more organized.
More organized.
Now, what about if I want to get like
Yeah.
feedback on something?
Feedback. Oh,
Can AI do that?
yes. So we've talked about getting like general feedback from AI,
Yeah.
but you can actually get expert level feedback.
Okay, wait. Expert level feedback.
Expert level
From
robot.
From AI, essentially.
Okay.
So instead of just saying, give me feedback on this essay,
Okay.
you can say, review this essay as a high school English teacher would give feedback.
Okay.
Or give me feedback on this business proposal from the perspective of a potential investor.
So it's like specific.
It's very
The
specific.
tailored feedback.
Tailored feedback from a specific type of expert.
Gotcha.
So you're basically telling the AI to put on a specific hat.
Yeah. And look at your work through that lens.
So if I'm writing a blog post,
Yeah.
I could say like,
Give me feedback from the perspective
a
of
marketing expert
a marketing expert.
or an SEO specialist.
Yes.
That's cool. Okay.
So it's all about framing your request
Yeah.
in a way that gets you the most useful feedback.
This is like having a virtual mentor.
It is. It's like having a whole team of
On
mentors
demand.
at your fingertips.
Okay, this is amazing. So much good stuff.
All right, ready for the last one?
Hit me.
This one's all about teaching by example.
Teaching by example.
So instead of just telling the AI what you want,
Okay.
you show it.
Okay.
So this works really well for things like categorization or formatting.
So like, how does that work?
So let's say you want the AI to tag customer reviews
Okay.
as positive, negative, or neutral.
Okay.
Instead of just explaining what a positive, negative, or neutral review looks like,
Yeah.
you would give it a few examples of each and say, this is a positive review, this is a negative review, this is a neutral review.
Gotcha.
And then you would feed it a whole new set of reviews.
Yeah.
And it would be able to tag them based on the examples you gave it.
Because it's seen a pattern.
It's learned from your examples.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's really powerful for any task where you need consistency.
So it's like show, don't tell.
Show, don't tell, exactly.
Yeah, this is great.
This is one of my favorites.
I can see how all of these are just about
Communication.
clear communication.
It's not about being
a tech expert.
a tech expert.
It's about being able to explain what you want
Exactly.
in a way that the AI can understand.
And now I have like a whole new toolkit
You do?
to communicate with AI.
You're an AI whisperer.
Okay, so one last bonus tip
Okay.
for everyone out there.
Yeah.
When you're looking for factual information,
Yes.
try phrasing your question like you would in a search engine.
Oh, that's a good one.
So be direct.
Be direct, be clear.
To the point. To the point.
Like, how do I do this?
Yeah, exactly. So
'Cause-
instead of being like, can you tell me about, just be like, what are the steps to,
And how do I?
So
it's like a search query?
it's a search query for AI.
Okay. And some AI can even pull information directly from the web.
They can.
So that's like super helpful for research.
It's super helpful for research.
Okay. So we have covered so much today.
We have.
From thinking about our audience
Yeah.
to providing content, formatting our information,
Absolutely.
asking for expert feedback.
It's been a journey.
It's been a wild ride.
It has.
But I feel like I can go out there and talk to AI.
Well, you are like a pro.
You're an AI pro now.
Okay, so for all of you listening out there,
Yeah.
pick one area of your life where you think AI could be helpful.
Right.
And try out one or two of these tips.
Just experiment.
Experiment and see what happens.
And you'll be amazed at what you can do because it's all about communication.
It is.
And now you have the tools
You have tools.
to communicate with AI.
Go forth in AI.
Let's do it.